Hi everyone, this is Mr. Will from Uptuition with Mr. Will. Again, today I'm going to discuss one of the questions that I received from my website, uptuition.id. If you haven't checked it out, go and check it out, uptuition.id. I have a lot of materials that you can actually study and go through, and a lot of exercises there. Okay, so this question is from Linda. It's on the topic of bearing and distance. I actually modify a little bit the question. It's actually using 4 points, A, B, C, and D, but we don't really need the last point, D, so I actually modified the question a little bit. Okay, so let's start. We have 3 points, A, B, C. So A, B, C are 3 locations on the same horizontal plane. This sentence basically is trying to say that all the points A, B, C, they are actually located on the same level of height. So you can think of all these 3 points basically on the same level, for example, on the ground, right? They all have the same height. So this is just a 2-dimensional problem, not a 3-dimensional problem, okay? B is on a bearing of 41 degrees from A. So let's draw it from A. And then let's draw the north direction, which is pointing up. The north direction. And the bearing is always on the clockwise direction from the north, which is 41 degrees, right? So let's say maybe it's somewhere around here. So this angle is basically 41 degrees. And then we're going to see point B, right? So that's going to be point B. And the distance is 40 kilometers. So 40 is the distance. Right? C is directly due north of A. So C is exactly above A. If I would like to draw this again, let me just move it down a little bit so we have some space. Maybe here. Right. C is going to be directly above A. Let's say here. Right. So C is directly above A. Let's see. And the distance between B and C is 35 kilometers. So I'm just going to draw a line connecting B and C. That's going to be the distance of 35 kilometers. 35 kilometers. Okay, so this is how we are going to draw our sketch. The question is asking for the bearing of C from B, right? So from B, we're going to draw the bearing. North direction to where C is. Okay, how are we going to find this angle? Let's see. This is the angle that we actually want to find. How are we going to find this angle? So you can actually concentrate on looking at this triangle ABC. We already know angle A of triangle ABC is actually 41 degrees, right? We also know 2 sides of that triangle ABC. Side AB, we know the length is 40. Side BC, the length is 35. We can actually use sine rule to find the angle in C. And if we find the angle in C, right, if we find this angle C, let's mark it as X. If we find this angle in C, mark it as X, we can actually find the value of this bearing highlighted by this yellow color. Why? You can take a look here. The side length AC, the side length AC is just a vertical line because it's pointing in the north direction. And then you can see this north line from point B is also a vertical line. So these 2 lines, AC and this line, are actually parallel lines. And then you can see the transverse line, BC, is just a transverse between 2 parallel lines. That means the angle C here is going to be the alternate interior angle of this pair. I'm going to mark it also as X. Right? So it's actually alternate interior angle. And they both are equal. Okay, let's start by trying to find this angle X. We can use sine rule. Let me just write it down. It's going to be the side length AB, which is 40, over sine of the opposite angle to that side length, which is angle C. So it's sine C equal to the ratio between the side length BC, 35, over the angle opposite to that side length, angle A, right? So it's going to be sine A. And then we can simply use cross multiplication and rearrange. We're going to have sine C equals to 40 over 35 sine A. We want to find the value of angle C. So whenever you want to find an angle, you just have to use the inverse trigonometric function. So I'm going to use inverse sine of this whole expression, right? 40 over 35 sine A. If you use a calculator, you can actually work it out to be 48.6 degrees, round off to 1 decimal place. So the bearing of C from B is the whole one turn. This whole one turn, 360 degrees, minus this angle, minus the X angle, which is the alternate interior angle of angle C. Okay, so it's just 360 degrees minus 48.6 degrees. And as usual, a bearing is always a 3-digit number. So I'm going to round it off to 3-digit number. Then we're going to have 311 degrees. Okay, so that's about it for this question. See you on the next question again. Cheers.